All right, Matty, welcome back to the Ask Matty Show. We're going to have a banger show today, talking about Cardano and Casper, talking about how to sell in the bull run. Also going to be talking about what is the big three in crypto if we were comparing them to Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. And we'll get into some other hot topics. Ask Matty Show. Matty, how are you feeling?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Had a pretty long weekend last weekend, but getting back into the swing of things, excited to answer you guys' questions and see what you guys are interested in this week.
Team, we're going to get into the topics in a brief moment here, but first, become a crypto charge member. Click the pinned link in the comment section down below. Go check us out over there, 30 days free. We do crypto education there, tools, daily shows. You also have access to the community here. The community is not on our YouTube. It is in the Discord via our platform, so go check us out there. But Matty, let's get into the content. We have a lot of great topics here. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Baseball Jake 1 says, doesn't Casper look like ADA in its first bear market?
Only one way to find out. Let's get to the charts and build it out together. So if you guys aren't familiar, TradingView is the platform that I use for absolutely all of my charting. Even if you guys choose for a non-paid plan, it's a great place to kind of just get a little bit of exposure. For some of the things I do on stream here for you guys, you are going to need one of those paid plans. But again, guys, don't feel like you need to opt in for those super expensive plans. The very, very basic paid plan is more than enough for 99% of you guys. So what we're going to do here is at the top, there's a little section where we can split our chart into multiple charts. So we're going to split it in two. We've got Cardano here on the left side and we have Casper on the right side. Now we do make some adjustments here. We first of all want them on the same time frame so that we can kind of evaluate them a little bit more closely. We may have to adjust them a little bit even if they're not the exact same time frame so that we can make them all fit, but we're going to go ahead and take a look here together. So let's crunch up our Cardano frame here and we can kind of see the fractal, and that's really what we're after here, team, is the fractals. And then we'll throw Casper on a 5-day as well, and this probably should be enough for us to kind of see what's happening here as a team. All right, perfect. So obviously, the big difference here when we compare these two, maybe a weekly chart might be a little bit better. Let's just go with the weekly just to see what the situation is. That's probably gonna be a little better. Yeah, I like that a lot better. And I'm gonna give Cardano a little bit more space because it has a little bit more price history here. Squeeze this up just a tiny bit more, team, and we should be good to go. All right, so big difference is on launch in 2017 for Cardano, we get the impulse up. So again, great example of just launching at the exact perfect time. And this is true for a lot of cryptos now. A lot of people go, oh my God, the fundamentals of XYZ brand new project is great. Not necessarily, right? Wait till that bear market sets in. Do those fundamentals still reflect that price, or is it just a reflection of when that price action occurred with market timing, right? Either which way, 2017, big top in here. So you move from a 2 cent mark all the way up into a $1.23 mark very quickly, and then we crash right back down into those areas. So again, big reason why I'm not one of those people of like, I'm never going to see this price again. You don't know that, right? I'd rather be a little bit patient, look for a better price, at least a 60, 70, 80% crash off of those highs after we kind of start to see that bull market peak set in. Now, what did we end up seeing here on Cardano? You can see that we ended up crashing back into those lows and multiple times testing those lows. So back here in December of 2018, and then back here in 2020, up and away, we set new all-time highs. Of course, we can use our fibs to see exactly what happened in there. Swing high, swing low. 1.618 basically calls out the top there for Cardano. So the difference here is that we don't have that initial launch. We get this 2021 May crashing structure in here on the weekly. We did technically have a launch price on some exchanges showing as high as 30. Previous on other exchanges was as high as 60 or $70. We generally agree between 60 cents and $1.30 is kind of where we see that top, especially on those daily charts. But when we look at kind of what we're seeing here with Casper, it doesn't seem a lot different. You see that support showing incredible resiliency. You see a lot of buyers stepping in here. So the 2018, 2020, we see here big bounce in 2020, support held in 22. And currently, although interacting with this again here in 2024, seeing really strong buyer resiliency step in. So if we were to see something similar, right, and we were to go from even this weekly candle close, which is a lot lower than the other closes in there, we could potentially see for Casper, looking at much lower extensions here, $1 to $2.40. And that's using the weekly candle close, which is a lot lower than the daily candle close at $1.36. So seeing a Cardano-esque return, with Casper this coming cycle, absolutely. And I would absolutely rather buy assets that look like this that are still further back in their cycle that have better long-term returns. Because again, guys, what is the benefit here? Imagine being a Cardano buyer. Let's say even you were bought the very top of accumulation at 9 cents. You guys are up 3.5x on that position, even if you held some of that long term. So this is what I really get at, guys, with that long-term position, right? Okay, we're going to sell a lot of it, right? 70 to 80% potentially, but holding on to a little bit of that as a higher low into the next cycle, absolutely beautiful. So great comparison. Again, as you guys can always do market cap comparisons. You can use the website market cap of. You can compare previous all-time highs or current market price and kind of see one for one what that might look like. But yes, great comparison. I do like to see it.
So, Matty, we've been talking about buying assets like this that are still in deep accumulation. Casper's at 2.6 cents right now. Is this the best crypto buy right now?
I'd say it's one of the best buys right now. Zcash is a close second. I think that Zcash is probably even the bigger underdog because it's an old boy. Privacy's not sexy. Negative news with Tornado Cash recently. I would say it's probably almost the bigger underdog pick. But R to R, again, we always have to factor in that we're earning really juicy staking rewards right now, 11, 12% right now in the native pools. So that does add to the total position you're able to accumulate. So Casper probably is the better buy if you were to, factor in the compounding gains with the staking rewards.
Mm-hmm. And if you're new here, we have been DCAing Casper for a long time. I think my DCA turned off only a couple times in this bear market because Casper, we haven't seen a giant Casper move like we have seen in other altcoins like APA3 and HBAR, but we have seen pops. But right now, where it is currently at right now is like the best buying opportunity on Casper that you could get right now. So like if you had a big limit bag, Matty, wouldn't you suggest right now maybe a time? Actually, we have a little bit more time, so continue DCAing. But if you do have a stacked limit bag, would someone be deploying that right now?
I don't think it's a bad spot to deploy. I do think because we're bottom of range with accumulation, probably heavy DCA is going to be a little bit easier, and it's going to help you get that bag up a little bit. Just don't be that person when we're at 10 and 15 cents being like, hey, where's the entry, right? Like look at the opportunity right now, snag that. 2.5, 2.8 cents to 15 cents or 20 cents even is amazing rewards. Don't get stuck with these prices, guys. It doesn't matter if it's the coin's worth 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures. It's all about ROI, right? And the ROI here with Casper is phenomenal.
Yeah, and so for you guys that have been around, like I think Matty, you were saying like anything under 5 cents, right? And now we're at 2.6 cents. So like this should be automatic for you guys. This should be like, okay, this is the moment. This is my Casper opportunity. Just wanted to throw that out there just so we can check, months later and be like, I was putting the tweet out this morning. I'm like, I'm gonna look back on this tweet, 2.6 cents, and on this day, and how crazy it is if we're at that 10 cent, 20 cent. 50 cent in the future, Matty, because that's gonna be feel awesome, So, all right, let's move along here. Will Schuster 14 says, "What is the best way to sell my crypto at the peak of the bull run? Can I trust exchanges like Coinbase or Uphold to have enough cash if Casper, for example, hits $1, or should I use over-the-counter OTC?"
Yeah, so right now we don't have a Coinbase listing. So in the future, if you do have the opportunity to sell on Coinbase, they are going to be probably the most liquid market you can dump on. Uphold is liquid. They are, fully registered over in the UK. They're not a bucket shop over there. So it definitely is an opportunity. Now, if we have the opportunity in the future where we have the ability to sell Casper natively inside of cold storage. So to your question about OTC, so I don't know of any OTC brokers right now that are facilitating Casper transactions. I don't think Caleb and Brown are. That's the only reputable OTC broker that I'm familiar with. However, Ledger has offered now an OTC desk for orders over 50,000 US. So if you have, 50K or more you want to sell, you can, go through their OTC desk. You're going to get very good pricing. You're going to obviously also be able to communicate with the real person and, talk about how you want to get that order. Is it going to be back in USDC? Do you want it in Tether? Do you want it swapped for another asset? Whatever you want to do. So if that is an option for you and you have it in cold storage, I would absolutely opt for that OTC option. And then second would be Coinbase if they are offering it. And then Uphold would be kind of like number 3. As of right now, probably going to be either MEXC or Uphold are going to be your 2 most liquid marketplaces that you're going to be able to dump. MEXC is pretty liquid right now. And again, as the market heats up, you're going to have a much higher order block than you have in there right now. So I can only speculate what we're going to see later in the bull market. But if we are seeing impulses towards 50 cents, 75 cents, $1, I would imagine that we would have very high liquidity on most sexes.
Shaw Hernandez 3524 says, if crypto were the big 3 like Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, who is who?
Can't put BBL Drizzy in the top 3. He's not big 3. Cole been doing it longer. Cole been doing it a very long time. So don't ever put disrespect on his name like that. So if I were to say who the big 3 were, actually, let's just lay them up like this. Drake is Shiba. All right, he's every meme coin on the Solana market right now. An absolute joke. But as far as Kendrick and Cole, I would say that probably Cole would be XRP, and I don't know. I would say. Let's think about Kendrick for a second.
Kendrick's a powerhouse.
He's a powerhouse. He's been a powerhouse lately, man. And I don't want to put disrespect on his name like that. I would say he's Zcash. And I think that's because he slept on him for a little bit. Ain't gonna happen too much longer. So that's where I'll put it like that.
Adam R4503 says, I know the team, they do a lot of research on a project before they dive in, but I was curious, do you guys do any yield farming on the side?
I personally don't do any yield farming. I have some moderators in our group that are into yield farming and to a little bit of that DeFi pool contribution specifically. There is a Casper pool that I know a few people in our group are participating in. I'm just a very straight and narrow investor, and I have just a very bland approach to a lot of my investing, which people don't like. But I have a certain amount of risk appetite and I invest that way. But if you guys are interested, we do have the resources to get you guys invested in some of those pools. Remember, with yield farming, there is always some risk. There's risk of impermanent loss. You want to make sure that you understand, two-sided deposits. There are a lot of moving pieces and mechanics to yield pools that you have to understand. And if you're okay with all these risks after you understand them, go for it. But please don't ever just chase yield. Anytime you see enormous triple-digit APY, that generally means there's large risk associated with it as well. So always make sure that you're willing to accept the risk for the enormous reward.
Jimmy says, Matty, you are from Belgium, right? Do you drink beer? What is your favorite one?
So first of all, born here, U.S., but I lived in Belgium for about 4 years. I was not of drinking age when I lived in Belgium. I personally am not a fan of, Guinness. I'm not a Guinness guy at all. I'm mostly an IPA drinker, and I just drink a lot of craft brew because we live in SoCal here. So we're blessed to have a lot of brewers out here that pump out a lot of really good beer. But if I were to go with probably a classic European pick, it would be a Stella Artois for me, as far as the European beers go. So apologize to anyone who's a big Guinness fan that I, shit on, but I've had the proper pour. I've had the pours at the bar that take 20 minutes to come to the table, and it just doesn't do it for me.
Great questions, guys. I had to pull up that beer one just because, we need to be personal sometimes. We can't just all be, for at least right now while everything's slow. I know we haven't been really doing the morning update, Matty, just because everything right now is just kind of bland. You got Bitcoin going sideways, and we've had the same message right now. It's right. Buy these altcoins. These are the opportunity. My Casper average is still coming down right now with my DCA. Right. And so that's really all we got to say, right, Matt? Right. So it's there's nothing, you guys aren't missing out on anything because we bring everything to the table, and if there's nothing here, we talk about it in the live show, or we talk about it in the Discord, but there's nothing really else to do right now except buy right now, Matt.
Right.
Is that right?
And I want you guys to take that and shift your mindset. Now is the time for action. When the market is hot, that's the time for inaction. And I know that feels very foreign and an unnatural response to what's happening. But as the market's ripping off, that's when you want your foot completely off the gas. Right now is when you want to be tactical, placing your chips, placing your bets. The second the market gets hot again, back off, right? It's not that we can't still look for opportunities, but I know what happens with you guys every single time. Candles start slamming up. That's when you guys start trying to throw money in the market, and you have already missed the absolute best opportunity. Right now, while the markets are settled, while they're consolidating, is the absolute best time for you guys to strategize, build positions, lower your averages, look for new opportunities, right? Not when everything's popping off. So please try to shift that mindset. Give yourself the opportunity to be as successful as humanly possible.
Absolutely, Matty. Team, if you got anything good out of this show today, make sure you like the video. And if you have any questions, if this is your first time hearing about Casper, we're not Casper shillers. It's just an asset that we like to invest in because we know the fundamentals. We're always breaking it down on the After Hours show or the Crypto Charge live show on the website, or talking about it in the Discord. It's just a project that we love. We're not shilling it, okay? We're not, one of these fatso people that shilling their meme coins on the Casper network. No, we care about the Casper token, and that's what we're choosing to buy right now, deep in accumulation. And that doesn't scare us. We do not get scared when we see 2.6 cents. It's an opportunity to buy. If you want that same mentality, if you want to know what we're doing, team, become a Crypto Charge member. Get in a community where you have like-minded individuals, where you can talk about what you're investing in and the strategy to invest, because those things are important right now. You don't want to be coming to this too late when there's a blow off top. We see $11 XRP, and we see the rest of the altcoins flying off the racks here. You need to be doing this right now. Just like Matty said, Matty, I think you nailed on the head here. Right now is the time where you're doing the heavy lifting. And in the bull run is the time where you should be relaxing and you're getting your alerts from TradingView on your phone. It's it's about time to sell. That's how you need to set up your investing and how you need to set up for your exit strategy this bull run. So team, make sure you like the video. Make sure you join us on the platform and in the Discord. Anything to leave the team with here, Matt?
And make sure you guys are not paying full price using code YouTube for
go.
50% off any membership, and that includes a 30-day free trial. So hope to see you get in there sometime soon.
All right, team, thank you for joining us today. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
So we talk a lot about our CryptoCharge program and our CryptoCharge platform, and I wanted to show you guys a little bit about what you get when you sign up with our program. So again, code YouTube does get you 50% off any membership, whether it be the monthly or the annual. It's gonna be either $49 for the month or $4.99 for the year. You do have to use code YouTube for that. But you can see here that we have a live show that we do Monday through Friday. So it's not just me. I have two other experts that we bring on here. We have Dan Habib, who brings in some of the macro elements. We also have Brian Decker, who brings in some of the stock elements and some of the other DeFi picks, as well as some of the meme picks. So we're going to be doing these shows Monday through Friday there. We also have our long-term trade ideas as well as our coin library. So the ability to click through, be able to see what our potential entries are, see what some of those targets look like, targets 1, 2, and 3. We also have a couple of new selected articles for you guys each and every day. Really try not to bombard you guys too much with that. We have our learning center as well, where we're constantly adding to it, giving you guys bite-sized pieces to get you guys more educated, get you guys a little bit more in depth with doing things on your own. And of course, we also have our daily edge here. So a lot of you guys don't have the ability to watch our live show each and every day. So we do a quick summary where you guys are able to just read through all of the highlights, any key technical points that we touched on for the day, and be able to get caught up like that. And of course, you also get access to our Discord community. So we have our trade ideas in here. We have notifications when we're going live. You guys can get help with tech support. I know that some of you guys are brand new, and that's okay. And this is the opportunity for you guys to get some of those questions answered. Of course, we'll sometimes talk about what we have in our portfolios, what we're actively buying, and of course, sometimes have a little bit of fun and have some off-topic discussions in there. So again, guys, hope you guys check us out. This program is 30 days free with any membership you pick. Code YouTube gets you guys 50% off. Hope to see you in there soon.